So I just came home from Godzilla Minus One, and I recommend you go see it. If you're a Godzilla fan, I really, really recommend it. I will not spoil, but I will say that one scene that really got to me emotionally, like besides the ending will absolutely make you come unglued, crying. I promise you. No, well, it's more like the penultimate scene, but you will be in tears. I won't spoil how, but the "You Are Alive" scene, when you get to that, if you haven't seen it, when you get to the "You Are Alive" scene, if you've ever been somebody who has attempted suicide before, and you see that scene, it will resonate very hard. It did for me, because that scene really made me cry in the middle of the theater. And like, thank God nobody was right next to me. But as someone who's gone through trauma and a suicide attempt and stuff like that, I needed that moment. I really did. And I think so do a lot of other like attempt survivors who I'm glad you failed that, because you should be here. You survived because you're meant to be alive. And that is a powerful message. And that's a message that is in this movie, too. But at the same time, Godzilla terrified me. I've never been afraid of Godzilla in a movie before, but this time, you want the humans to survive him. You really want him to not hurt them. So when the atomic breath scene happens, there is a "oh my god" moment. Like, everybody around me was going, "oh my god," like, out loud, and so was I. But when you see that mushroom cloud, it will just chill your blood. Your bones will freeze inside of your body. It was just bone chilling. And just the perspective you see him in is not one you've seen much, except in the MonsterVerse movies, from the boots on the ground. So you're looking up as he's destroying things, and it's like you're trapped in the middle of it, and it was absolutely terrifying. And the ocean scenes were absolutely terrifying. The suspense. Like, I was wearing my COVID mask, my Godzilla COVID mask, so I could not, like, bite on my fingers, but if I could, I would have been. Instead, I was gripping onto my seat, and I think my nails left marks in the seat. Oops. I hope I didn't rip it. I don't know if I did, but my nails, I was gripping onto the seat really hard, like I didn't want to fall off. But deep down, I think in this movie, Godzilla is kind of a metaphor for trauma. He's like an embodiment of trauma, and trauma isn't something you can really run away from, because it's always going to creep up on you, and you're always going to have to face it. And Godzilla embodied that. And as someone who's been through trauma and who's kind of been in a funk related to just things just constantly going wrong here, I needed to see that. It's like, once again, Godzilla has reminded me that, there's a reason we're here. And there's a reason we survive the things that we survive, and we may not know what that reason is, but eventually the reason will come to us. And there may be more than one reason. You may find one reason, and then there's 10 more. But, I needed Godzilla to tell me that, and he kind of did. So, like, as a Godzilla fan, who's always seen Godzilla as kind of a guardian, a protector kind of a thing, he came through with that again. Even though in this movie he was very much a threat, and like, you wanted him to go away. In this movie, you want him to go away, because the human characters, you care about them so much that you want them to survive. And I know a lot of people crap on the human characters in the movies, but this bunch was really good. Like, I really cared about them. And that little girl, bless her heart, every time she cried, I would cry. That little kid, that little girl, every time she cried, I did. Because she was kind of me. That's my feelings. That's how I've been feeling, is just scream. Can't blame her. I would too. But Godzilla Minus One is a really good movie. I recommend it. Go see it. Seriously, see it.